with the dog roughing in the background the entire time since she doesn't want to stop today. So that'll be fantastic. Alright. Regardless, I'm still streaming, so she can rough in the background all she wants. Anyways, every time I start trying to talk, I start yawning again, I swear to goodness. But anyways, we need to restock. I think we still need some more oak wood. We probably also need some more of other woods like spruce and dark oak, I think. Let's check. We definitely need more oak wood. We have enough birch for now, unless I use it for a big project, which I don't think I am right now. We might need some more spruce, and we probably need some more dark oak. Okay, so let's start with oak, but let's also grab the other saplings that we might need. Spruce, dark oak. Okay, so let's start with oak wood. I still can't bend my pointer finger, so it's still a little weird to play. But anyways, welcome back. I'm only streaming for probably about an hour today. I was supposed to get on around my normal time / earlier today, but nothing's been going to plan today. It's really nice out and I want to be outside, but I can't be outside, sadly. But yeah, I started the day off by having to clean up a bunch of dog nasties because the dog was very sick for whatever reason. Either her food didn't settle with her or she got into something, I don't know. But I've had to spend over an hour of cleaning up after her today, and then I also was trying to clean the rest of the house since I had cleaned up after her, and then I had to open up windows to get everything airing out, and it was a mess. Everything's a bit of a mess today, and I also had to do a couple runs of bringing stuff over to the dumpster since we had a bunch of trash from all my cleaning and everything, and it was a lot. So it was a whole mess that turned into much longer than it needed to be. It was not what I was expecting to have to deal with first thing in the morning this morning. But she seems to be doing a little better. She's currently chugging water, as you can probably hear in the background, and she did eat a little food, so she's doing a little better. She's mostly been tired and then kind of roughing at things because since I had since I had the windows open to let some air in, it meant that she could hear everything outside, and she was kind of on edge about all the noises and everything, so her usual kind of just being uppity about noises was kind of kicking in with that. And then, even though I did shut the downstairs one, the upstairs one is still open, and I think she can very faintly hear things from it, and that's why she's still roughing. Either that or she's just roughing to rough, which is also a pretty likely option given that she's pretty stubborn most of the time, so either way, she's just gonna keep on doing her little roughs in the background here and there since she doesn't want to stop, but she seems to be feeling a little better, so that's all I can ask for right now, because I was not a fan of cleaning up after her, and I was kind of worried about cleaning up after her since she doesn't normally get particularly sick like that, but she is late on her flea and tick and heartworm meds, which I was going to give her today, but because she ended up having that whole mess today, I didn't want to give it to her in case it would upset her stomach more, since they already do kind of usually make her stomach a little bit off when she has to take them, since she only takes them once a month. So she'll probably have to take those in a few days once her stomach's a little better, but she seems to be doing fine now. She's just kind of snuffling about, messing with stuff as usual, being her usual nosy self. We did get quite a decent amount of iron from that trip yesterday. I did finish smelting it right before I started streaming, since I was still doing some stuff on my phone before I started streaming, so I wasn't able to fully pay attention to the screen enough to stream, but I was able to pay attention to the screen enough to at least finish off the smelting. So that got finished at least. I normally wouldn't mob hunt, especially right now with a sword, but I think I'm just doing it to get a little bit of some restock on stuff I can trade the villagers. I don't know what she's after. I think she has a toy that's stuck under the couch or something, by the way she's acting, I think. That would be the only answer. She's kind of like digging around under the edge of the couch and then getting up on top of the couch and looking underneath the couch, and I think she just has something stuck under the couch. What it is, I don't know, and when it happened, I don't know, but I do have to tell her to stop. And those skeletons spawning are my cue to stop. Sorry for muting. I'm trying to get her attention. She's not listening to me. Nix, leave it alone. Hey! What did I just tell you 10 times? No, Nixie. I swear to God. I'm sure all of my neighbors will think I'm an absolute bat because my upstairs window is open, so I'm sure part of me trying to scold / yell at her because she won't listen is gonna carry upstairs and then out the window, but they can have her if they want to complain. Honestly, I need a break. They can have her. Take her for a while. You'll see why I'm slightly stern with her at times. But anyways, we need some more of the different types of wood to get some more of our supplies restocked. I will always gladly get more leather since we'll need it for the next project. Nixie, please stop sniffing and searching around the couch. You don't need to dig up the brand new couch, honey. I just got this. You don't need to dig it up. It's really weird of a temperature out today. It's like about 40 something degrees, roughly 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And mind you, I live in New England and it is currently winter time, like middle of winter. Normally this should be like, 20 degrees, less than 20 degrees during the day, maybe in the 30s during the day, but no, we have 50-degree weather, which is literal fall weather. Which, I mean, I kind of like, but it's very confusing because it's not supposed to be this weather. And usually with New England, that means that it's going to be even colder or a really bad storm coming right afterwards. Not, like, because of the fact that it's warm, but just it's how it happens to work most of the time is whenever it gets warm and you let your guard down, we get another storm, so I don't know. I'd take the cold without a big snowstorm over warm and then a giant snowstorm any day, which is why I'm on edge about it being warm. So I don't know, I like it. I wanted to get out and about and not stream today and take goodness. I wanted to not stream today and take Nixie on a car ride and do some errands and stuff. But because she was sick and not at all seeming like she was going to be able to hold her going to the bathroom for very long, I didn't want to bring her in a vehicle with that, and I didn't want to make her more sick from being in a vehicle, possibly. She doesn't normally get car sick, but I mean, since she was already sick, I didn't want to, like, risk any chance of making it worse on her and harder on her, so I did not. I still could have if I didn't start streaming, but I was like, it's late enough by now, I'll start streaming. Nix, I swear to goodness. I don't know exactly how much oak wood I'm going to get. I need quite a decent bit of it since it's one we use quite a lot. Spruce wood I'll probably go get from over on the island where I planted the big spruce trees, so I don't have to destroy and replace any taiga. Apologies for killing the bees. We have too many bees and I don't have the space for them. I know I can campfire and silk touch them, but we have like 7 nests that are already campfired and silk touched in our chest, and we don't have any use for them currently, so for now they cannot be a part of the world. And if I just break the nest and don't kill them, they'll either overcrowd the nest I have over here, or they'll wander around too far and get confused, so I kind of have to break the nest and kill them. I can't just let them... I mean, I guess I could just let them exist, but it wouldn't end well for them or for me, so that's why they have to get killed. We're doing pretty good on Oakwood's resupply. We did pretty good on iron resupply. We didn't do that great on coal resupply, but it also wasn't that bad. We definitely need a bunch of a resupply of dark oak and spruce, since that's usually what we use for builds and for trading for sticks with the Fletchers, since those are usually easier to get in high volumes when I run out of them, unlike Oakwood. I did also get to see my friend yesterday. I went to his house for a few hours. I ended up accidentally falling asleep on his bed while he fell asleep on his couch after he made his dinner. Because my head started spinning really bad and I didn't feel good, so he let me use his bed to lay down to feel better. And then I ended up having to try to wake him up so that he could go to bed in his own bed and then head out. Although usually it would just be better to stay the night in a situation like that, but I can't because I have to get home to the dog, and because the dog can't be home alone in the morning, and it's just a mess, so I had to just go home. So I woke him up to get him to know that I was leaving, so he didn't just wake up to me completely disappeared. And then I went home for the night. Oh, that's what she's after. She was not, in fact, after a toy she had lost under the couch like I had assumed. She was after the strings for the couch cover, which she is not supposed to touch, so yeah. But yeah, so when I was over there, I also got to give him his Christmas present, since that came in like right before I left, which was nice. I was glad to give him that, even though he didn't want me to get him a Christmas present, because he's not someone that likes getting gifts from people, especially when he can't really afford to get other people gifts, so he didn't get me a gift. But I was like, dude, I come over to your house all the time, I don't care. Kind of already an even trade on that, considering I'm at his house quite often, and usually he cooks when I'm there, and I usually steal some of the food he cooks, so it's just like fair trade on that. But yeah, so I went over there for a while, and then I don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow, since I still have to, actually I do have to mute for a minute. I still have to try to call the garage for like the 5th time and see if I can actually get a hold of anyone, and yeah. But I'll be home alone for the majority of tomorrow, which will kind of suck and probably mean I end up either just playing Minecraft or playing and streaming at some point, or I end up going somewhere with Nixie if it's nice out, because if it is nice temperature out, I'll probably just go somewhere with Nixie. I've just been like lighting those ones that I don't want on fire and walking away. I probably shouldn't be doing that. I should probably actually be monitoring the burning, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. It's just casually going up in flames over there. I don't think it can reach the forest, so we're fine. This kind of kills two sections of what we need to restock, both the wood and the apples. It also gives us more saplings to use for smelting things if we need extra of that at any point. So, a little bit of a multi-purpose task for a bit. I wanted to grow another tree here, but I'm gonna try to keep it a little further from that leftover burning so that burning can't spread back down again. There's definitely a way to make this more efficient than just doing this, but I don't really mind. I prefer doing stuff like this than making things automated. I know I can make things automated, especially with the amount of bones I have, but I like making things actually just fun. Although I guess this is probably not most people's idea of fun, but menial tasks like this where I just get to do repetitive things and get some stuff done on the world are actually some of my favorite things to do, so I like it. Once it turns night, I am going to go up and sleep and then mute for a bit because I have to make a couple phone calls and check on a couple things. The problem with the garage I'm trying to get a hold of is he doesn't have a voicemail set up because he's older and he doesn't really bother checking a voicemail when he does have it. So he doesn't have a voicemail set up. So you either just get a hold of him or you don't. So I keep trying to get a hold of him and I keep not getting a hold of him because it just doesn't go through since he's not at the phone to pick it up. So trying like heck to get a hold of him to set that up, because if that doesn't get set up it'll have to wait another week, which is technically fine, but it's technically past the legal limit, or not past the legal limit, but past the time that we should get it inspected. It's still legal to have it wait that long since there's a grace period where you can still not have your vehicle registered, or not have your vehicle inspected. We have it registered, still not have your vehicle inspected after the month of your birthday, because of cases like this where people struggle to get a hold of their garage to get an inspection and garages are busy and stuff like that. So there are plenty of cases that have made it possible and made a specific grace period a thing in the legal system so that you can still drive your vehicle for a short while after your birth month without it being inspected if you're struggling to inspect it. But it's not what we'd prefer to do, and it means that the next weekend gets a little messed up with schedule, and it means a lot of things get a little messed up with schedule, so yeah. And I have to also help my friend get his vehicle inspected, or at least run an inspection on it so that he knows what he has to do to that, and it's a lot. So in the coming weeks, not like that's something that'll happen in a couple weeks or so, but there's a lot in the coming weeks, so I kind of need to get it out of the way now, or as soon as possible. Let me go run around and collect what has fallen before I mute to do that. I mainly want the apples. The saplings aren't that useful, and neither are the sticks, but the apples, however, are very useful. I used quite a few stacks of them up on the project I did to get some extra leather, so I definitely need them replenished. And since we have such a full food chest, it's actually nice for me to do things like this on foot running around, because it helps use up some of our excess food we don't need. Or, well, not excess food we don't need, but it helps us use some of our food instead of just overstuffing the chest and never using it, like I have been. grow a couple trees with these last couple bone meal. Hush your mouth, Nix. Nope. Alright. I'll use Axie to break down some of the leaves of these trees so I don't miss out, and so I might get more apples. Hush your mouth, Nixie. There's an apple. Alright, let me just go in here and put away our oak saplings and mute real quick, and then I will be back to do some more farming of wood. Probably go over and do spruce wood next. Alright. Alright, I'm back. I probably will have to bring the dog out in a second, but I am back for the second being. I did have to make that phone call, and it is in fact fully booked, so that'll be interesting to figure out. He felt bad, but I'm like, dude, I'm calling you on a Friday. I didn't expect you to be utterly open on schedule. I was just hoping he might have it, because sometimes he does have slower weekends where he can still fit things in, but he's pretty busy for this weekend, and that's fine. Nixie is currently begging to go outside though, so I do have to do that in a second, but I did want to get over here and try to get a little bit of these spruce trees taken care of. Apologies for the awful noise that is killing horses. Yeah, we have quite a few spruce trees over here, so we can probably get rid of some of these and just replant however. The plan was to actually make this like a decently mostly taiga edge of the island here for some future builds and stuff, so I actually could probably even add more than just these while I wait for these to deteriorate some to get some of the saplings back, although we have over a stack in our chest, so we'll be fine. I just only brought 30 with me. Ouch. I kind of want to just use this as a way to take out these trees, to be honest. Or at least to shorten them down a little before I go down and yeah, I can probably actually just take it all the way down and then go back up that staircase we made on the way up and go take another one down. A little easier than having to staircase them all. We definitely need to go on, at some point we'll probably have an exploration stream where we just spend a couple hours kind of exploring for however far we can get to see what we can find, because I definitely need things like bamboo, and we don't have them. I'm pretty sure you can buy bamboo off of Wandering Traders usually, but I haven't been able to find it, so I think it kind of got replaced with a similar opportunity as the mangrove propagules, so you can't find the bamboo itself as often. Because we really need bamboo so we can actually have some scaffolding and stuff. That'll make our builds a lot easier, I think. And even simple stuff like this a lot easier. But sadly, we don't have any, so we can't make scaffolding. And we'll have to go find it somewhere. We already got jungle wood off of the Wandering Traders, and I'm pretty sure we also got cocoa beans off of Wandering Traders, but we don't have any bamboo yet. Let's do... did those trees. Let's do this one. So yeah, especially with the fact that I don't have that scheduled, I don't really know what I'll be doing this weekend. I can probably still try to... well, I don't know, because we can't afford it. We're really tight on money this month, so I'm trying to figure out, kind of like figuring everything around it. I was thinking I could probably still try to go get some of my stuff from my dad's that I was planning to do after he got his rig inspected, but do it anyways type of thing. But the problem with that plan, that concept is that it would cost a decent bit in gas money, and we don't have that much money for extra gas and stuff right now. I don't know, I guess I'll figure out, but he's probably planning on leaving tomorrow around 2 or 3, so I'll have most of the day to myself, and then all night, and then however long on Sunday. Probably also most of the day on Sunday, but which means I'll probably actually get out a little bit to try to get some snacks or something to make. I don't know, maybe I'll just not do it. I don't think the problem with where I live is that nothing like delivers, so I can't just let him kind of go do whatever and then just order delivery or order DoorDash or something if I'm really wanting something different and don't want to go bring the dog all the way to the store or to a restaurant to go sit her in the car while I get something. So I have to like plan ahead and figure out what I actually want to eat later, but because I have pretty avoidant eating habits, I don't know what I'm going to eat or what I want to eat until it's that time of day. I could probably go out right now and go get something and it'll sound perfectly good right now, but by the time dinner time comes around it will not sound good at all, and it's like sitting in the cabinet until I actually decide it sounds like it'll be good. So, or sitting in the fridge or whatever until I actually decide it sounds like it'll be good, so it's kind of hard to plan ahead in that sense. I do eventually eat it, but usually when I plan ahead for the day, I don't actually feel like eating the things that I planned ahead to eat by the time it comes around to that time. Gotta love being autistic. But, yeah. I'll have to figure something out for later on today. Of either going grocery shopping or getting some snacks or something. I don't know. I also, or for like when he's gone, so either I'll have to figure it out either later today or early tomorrow. I don't know what else really. I have work to do, but I don't know if I'll be in the headspace to do that today or not. I need to get it done regardless, but I don't know how efficient it'll be to get it done today. Won't it let me up? Trying to get over to this tree. Yeah, this tree. Honestly, we'll probably just replant the ones that we take down and then have plenty of spruce wood for a bit, I think. We're getting quite a bit off of just these trees that are already existing. I don't think we'll have to grow and farm anymore for now. I do want to pack that chest pretty close to full since we use it, but I think the main priority will be dark oak. I'll probably follow a similar pattern with the library that I did with my house, being dark oak and oak mixed. So we'll need to have some dark oak to make that pattern. Really? Rude. I don't know if I can reach over there. I don't think I can. That one I'll probably have to mine up from the bottom. I'm sure it'll probably be my fault that the inspection happen this weekend since I didn't start calling until like yesterday. But I mean, I called him 3 times yesterday, and I called him today a couple times before I finally got hold of him, so it's not just my fault. And it's not the end of the world if it doesn't get done this weekend, I don't think. Like, overthinking it because my brain's thinking about the response when he gets home. So many saplings. Looks like we'll only have time to take this staircase out before it gets nighttime. Ding. Honestly, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna let that oak tree burn. It should stay mostly contained. Famous last words. I'll stay here to make sure it stays contained. No, no, no. Nope, not across the grass, not across the grass. Not across the grass. Just the tree. Just burn the tree. I just don't want to break it, and it needs to be out of my way. Burn the tree. Perhaps? Yeah, something like that. I think I just have too much fun setting things on fire in Minecraft. Fine. At least I'm not setting things on fire in real life, as far as you guys know. No, I don't mess with fire that much. I like setting things on fire in allowed portions, like messing with campfires when I have campfires and stuff like that. Usually I'm the designated fire tender for things like barbecues and stuff like that when we're having little campfires and such. I just like tending to the fire. Ran out of inventory space. You can probably drop this singular birch sapling. Pick up as many of these as I can. Yep, we ran out of room for that. Alright, so let's go sleep, and then we'll come back and plant a lot of those back. Alright, spruce wood. Yeah, I think that's plenty. I think we got enough. And then some. Let's go replant what we took, and then we'll work on getting dark oak wood over here. Let's do... Come on. Really? Grow. Why does it not want to grow there? There we go. Oh. There was some oak wood still there. Whoops. That probably didn't help the rates of it trying to grow. Come on. Why don't you want to grow? Very rude, very rude. Oh geez. Oh. There's a lot more stubby ones growing than there was originally, but that's fine, hopefully. I'm just trying to slowly spread the taiga out some more when I replant things like this. Something like this. Okay, something like this. No? Why does it not want to grow there? Try something here, I guess? There we go. It's like, I don't know why it's not wanting to grow in that one spot, but alright. Something like this, not perfect, but it does replace most of the ones that I took and then some. And it also gives a little bit of a supply for the next time I need more spruce wood. Without being too far away from home. Now I'm just kind of getting carried away because I like bone mealing things. Honestly, that's just my habits turning into taking control. Why does it not want to? Oh. There we go. Let's do one more since we have 4 more in our hotbar. There we go. Alright, now we got a whole taiga section here. Wherever we need spruce wood, we'll have it. We use most of the saplings that we got, so we ended up kind of replacing what we got. And there we go. Fair's fair. Now we need... It looks nice too. I like that. Nice and crowded. Now we need some dark oak wood, which we can just grow over here by the house, fine. Which will also hopefully give us some apples as well. These we can just kind of spread out a bunch of saplings for and let them grow as we're mining as well as bone mealing ones, since they will grow on their own fairly well. Trying to get whatever XP I can to replace this axe's durability a little, since we're running very low on durability of it. Alright. Yeah, we can just kind of place a bunch of the little 4x4 grids of dark oak saplings around, and we'll go around and bone meal the ones that don't grow in time for us to harvest. Why do I have so many notifications? Alright. See, that's why we planted some down, because there's already some that are growing too. In the background I see out of the corner of my eye. They grow fairly easily, so that's why I kind of wanted to just let them partially grow themselves as well as us growing them. And because they already start their grow timers while I'm doing the other ones, it doesn't take as much bone meal to grow them as well. So, either way, it makes us a little bit more efficient at our goals of getting some wood fairly easily. I wonder if we have a woodland mansion anywhere in our world. I mean, I guess it, in theory, would have to have one because of the fact that it's an infinite world, so eventually we'd have to find one, but I wonder if there's any that are within decent reach. Because I haven't explored too far in some directions. I've explored really far in that direction, since that's where we went to find the end portal and stuff, but... And I've explored fairly far in that direction at one point, because I was looking for snow that I never ended up finding. But I'm not sure. I haven't found any woodland mansions. I also haven't found any of the newer biomes that I wanted to check out, like where goats spawn and all that too. Where goats spawn, the places where frogs spawn, all those like newer biomes, new-ish biomes that I haven't explored before. Although technically goats spawn in not new biome, they spawn in biomes that already existed. They're just new to those biomes, I think. I don't know. It's also probably not a good idea for me to be alone on New Year's, considering I have a very high impulsivity rate, and it's very likely I just get some scissors or clippers and go haywire at my hair because of the whole New Year, New Me aspect of everyone's posts and everything, and I'll just be like sitting on social media seeing posts and be like, well, guess it's gonna be a new me too, and go hack most of my hair off in the bathroom and look like an absolute maniac. That's pretty likely. There's like a 80% chance that happens. Genuinely, that's not that far-fetched for things that I would do. Whether it'd turn out good or not, I don't know, but it's not that far-fetched that would be a scenario that occurs, since that's actually what I've done on multiple occasions of New Year and around this time of year. Pretty sure last New Year's I spent dyeing my hair, if I remember correctly. Or one of the recent New Year's I spent dyeing my hair. Yeah, it wasn't last New Year, it was the New Year before that, because it wasn't in this apartment, and we've been in this apartment for a bit. But still, yeah, very recent New Year's I usually end up dyeing or cutting my hair. At some point or another. And I don't have much dye, although I have black box dye in the top part of my hair, like the upper section of my hair, because I wanted black hair again. I like having black box dye in my hair. I was bored. It was the one of many options that came to mind that happened to spark the idea of, oh yeah, I'll do that, and then I did it. So yeah, I have black box dye in the top part of my hair, and I actually was looking at the dye section in Walmart the other day, and I was kind of debating putting another box dye over it, which I know isn't that great for my hair, but but I was thinking putting like one of the deeper colored box dye, like the really deep reds or really deep blue, or like a really deep burgundy on top of it, because I think it would actually turn out really cool to do it that way. I think it would actually make like a really cool like tint type of appearance to it instead of just being the color itself. Since those are made for darker hair anyways, like most of them say that to get the front of the box result you have to have darker brown hair anyways. So doing it over black, it would just make it like a tint essentially, which would be really cool. And also this isn't fully black hair anymore since it's been a while since I did the box dye, so it's not like fully jet black, so it would be partial tint, partial actual color, which I think would be really cool. And it'd be pretty simple to do since it's just box dye. I don't know, I'm really tempted, but I also don't know which one I would do if I did that, because I was looking at a few different ones. There's like a deep indigo one, there's a deep red, like a really, really deep red that was really pretty. There was a really deep like purple color, which is usually like a burgundy. There's a couple different versions of a deep like purple color that's meant to be a burgundy color. There's a bunch of stuff that they had there that I liked of options that I could use, and they're not that expensive just to get to do in my hair, since I'd probably only need about one box for this amount of hair, and the one box is around $10 maximum depending on what brand I go with. So I was quite tempted. I'm still kind of tempted, especially if I ended up going out to Walmart or to stores to get some stuff for snacks for myself for New Year's, or meals for myself for New Year's or whatever, for while I'm home alone, so I don't have to cook as much. Or so that I can have something kind of neat for the day. Yeah, it's kind of likely that that occurs. If I was going to be around my friend, I'd just have him help me cut my hair, but because he actually is kind of down for me to cut my hair, and he's just like, cool, do it. But I don't think I'll do too much cutting of my hair on my own, just because I'm way too... I love the idea of cutting my hair, but I'm way too much of a perfectionist about wanting my hair to be like fairly straight edge, or not straight edge, but at least fairly well done and not super uneven. I don't mind it a little uneven, but it really bugs me when it's super uneven or super choppy, and there's only so much evenness I can get to my own hair when I'm doing it on my own head in the bathroom, so there's not as much that I can get to the standards that I would want it to, and then it would just bug me, which is why I'm waiting for like my friend to help me out or something. We're using the axe up for sure. Good thing it's got mending anyways, so we can just go trade with the villagers afterwards or something. Probably take some of the wood we just mined and make it into sticks and trade with the Fletchers for fixing up this axe and for some emeralds. I still do have to finish the lighting in and around the village in one of the immediate streams before I start on the next project, but that'll be pretty quick and easy to do since we got like 2/3 of it done at the very least. I think we already have a head start on trading with the Fletchers. Yeah, we have like over 2 stacks of sticks from all the stick drops from the trees. They look so weird when they spawn in with vines because the vines glitch out the leaves, so the leaves end up really sparse and far away from the logs. I don't think I'll drink or anything for New Year's. Like, I know that's usually a pretty common habit for, like, celebrating New Year's. For people that drink, it's pretty common to drink something for celebrating the New Year, but I don't think I really will. I don't have much alcohol that I do drink or like very much, and the stuff that I do like, I don't have very much of in the fridge at the moment. So I'll probably save it. I'm just trying to think about, like, what I gotta get or what I gotta do for the time that I'll be home here, but I don't know. I'd still like to get my stuff from Dad's that I wanted to get, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to figure out a way to pay for gas to do that. I guess technically I could probably have enough to pay for his gas so that it's me paying for it. I'll have to check the weather, because if the weather's decent enough that I'll be over that way on my own with Nixie anyways that day, I'll probably not bring anything and just pack stuff that day with being over there on my own with Nixie type of thing. Because if it's really nice out, I'll probably end up over that way on my own with Nixie while he's gone, just because I usually need to get out of the house when it's really nice out, and that's the easiest way to get her out of the house without losing my mind as bad, since she can still go run there and have a fun time and not be as much anxious and all over the place and unsure, since she knows the area and she knows being there is good, so. Oh, I was about to go bone meal this one and it grew right away. Nice. Apples. We probably have to plant at least a few more and grow them. We can probably go kill a bunch of these mobs around here with the axe real quick to try to heal it up some, so that we have more meat to trade to the butchers as well, while these grow on their own a little instead of having to bone meal them. Let's kill some of these mobs. Well, that sheep's a goner. Sheep spawned and then 3 wolves spawned to run after it. That's... yikes. I'll just let that exist. I also have to call the vet at some point and schedule for Nixie's annual checkup, and to schedule farther out for when Lou has to get her rabies updated so that she doesn't expire that. Oh, I don't know, there is also usually rabies shot clinics that are much cheaper and quicker. But I'd probably rather pay the extra to get her into the actual vet so that she has a account there with the vet under my name, so that if she ever needs to go into the vet for anything else, they already have her on file type of thing. And so that she gets a overall checkup as well while she's there. I know it's not looting, so it's not giving us as much of the stuff that we would use to trade, but it at least gives us some, and it gives us mainly XP that will help repair this a little bit. Jeez, my phone actually touched so fast. Of that. I asked my friend if he had eaten lunch because he usually is really forgetful at eating, and he said that he had some. He said that he had some of the turkey that I brought him, so it's nice that it's actually getting eaten. We're almost out of the turkey that I made, which is kind of sad because it was supposed to last a little longer, but it's actually decent because I did end up bringing some of it over to my friend's house, and I brought some over to my dad's house, and like I brought it over to share with people, so it's obviously not going to last as long when I do that, and I wanted it to kind of be a little less so we weren't eating turkey for a whole week. That way it at least made enough for the rest of this week for us, and that's pretty decent fair trade on that. Couple hours of cooking for the later half of a week of food. I'm fine with that. I think the trees that we already planted will be the last of the trees we have to collect for right now. At least for this stream. I might collect some more off stream or collect some more next stream just to replace it and to make sure that I have enough for the next project, or to get some for trading with the Fletchers or whatever, but for now this should be plenty. And I just realized I told the person that followed me yesterday that I was going to follow them back, and I forgot to. I gotta check and follow them back. I forgot. Yeah, I have to follow them back. There we go. Yeah. They were like, oh, I stream and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll follow you, and then I forgot to follow them. That was bad of me. I didn't mean to, it wasn't intentional. I am very forgetful. And yesterday was a bit of a busy mess because I got off stream and immediately had to get in the shower, and then immediately after had to start working. That's the one really annoying thing about having this style cover that we have for the couch, is that the couch like crinkles because it's got one of the waterproof covers on it so that it doesn't get as messed up from the animals' messes and all that. And it's like crinkly sounding and feeling because of the fact that it has that plasticky underlayer to it to make sure that it stays more water resistant. Apples. Either that or I'll get impulsive enough and tattoo myself on New Year's. I did actually just get a tattoo machine. Get impulsive and start tattooing myself on New Year's. That sounds like something I definitely would do, and something that definitely would happen very often if I did start doing it. I mean, hey, it's do as I say, not as I do, alright? Like, don't follow my example when it comes to things to do on New Year's or things to do in general in your life, because I am not a good example. I am a morally neutral example at best, and usually not often. But when you're 20 years old and didn't expect to live past a very young age, and still don't expect to live past many ages most of the time, you get a little creative with things, and you get a little hectic, and you have some fun. Alright. And of course I can't afford to have fun with most things, so the only ways I can have fun is doing stupid stuff like cheap hair dye and self-done tattoos. I mean, there's not much else. Life is rough, and I'll be damned if I don't use the small amount of extra spending money and extra time that I have to myself to do what I want, to be able to have a little fun and do stupid impulsive things. Because stupid impulsive things is how you live a little longer. At least in my case. Or it's how you regret everything you've ever done and get really mad at yourself for a while, but hey, you still live a little longer. Either way, may not live a little longer happily, but you'll live a little longer. It got a little cooler out, I think, because I'm starting to feel a little bit of a cool draft. I still have the upstairs window open. I could get in trouble for that if it cools off enough, but I'm sure I'm not the only one in the entire apartment complex that opened a window because it was nice out, so oh well. It's not, my heat isn't on, so it's not affecting their heat bill. I mean, it might slightly affect their heat bill, as in it might slightly affect the apartments next to me because my apartment's cooler, so theirs might try to kick heat on a little more if they have heat on, but One of the apartments next to me, I guarantee you, doesn't have their heat on, and the other one, I doubt he really notices or it impacts him since he's not sharing as many walls with me. Or actually, we share the same amount of walls, but anyways, I really doubt it actually impacts them that much for me to have a window open for a little bit. And it doesn't, and we don't pay for the heat, the landlords do, which is why I figured I'd probably get in trouble for it, but if I don't have my heat on, I'm not costing them any more money in heat, so I'd understand them getting mad at me if I have my heat on high and I'm still opening a window, because that's definitely would cost them quite a pretty penny in heating cost, but it's not, I don't have my heat on, so. Although it still feels like I have my heat on, but I turned it off. I don't know why it still feels like my heat's trying to kick on all the time. Might be residual, or it might just be being rude and trying to kick on anyways. There's a lot of shared heat between the walls because of the fact that we live in wall-to-wall apartments, so a lot of the heat from the other apartments shares through the walls and makes this apartment fairly warm even when we have our heat off, which is why I usually prefer the heat off, but he's been turning the heat on, so I've been letting it. But when I wanted to open windows to get some airflow going, I turned the heat all off so that it wasn't overworking the heat at all to try to overcompensate for the windows being cracked some. I know this is way more than I need of dark oak wood, but I want to just use up the amount of bones we have of bone meal. And I'll use some on these and then some on the sugarcane farm. So I'll just grow these trees, that's enough, and then I'll run in, sleep, come back out, mine them, and then use the last of the bone meal on the sugarcane farm, so that we have some more paper. Sounds like a plan. Let's sleep. I have the very strong urge to crack the knuckle of the hand that is currently bandaged up where I can't bend my finger. Like, not the knuckle that I can't bend, but I have a strong urge to crack the knuckle below it. And I keep trying to, but it's hard to with the fact that I can't bend the rest of my finger. And then it doesn't really want to crack, but it's just a very strong urge to, since I very commonly crack my knuckles. And I've been cracking my other knuckles normally, and I can't crack that one. I probably can, I just haven't managed to get it to cooperate, since it's a little more difficult when I can't move the rest of my finger. Like, for example, right now, since I haven't cracked my knuckles in a while, I could probably crack most of my knuckles on the rest of my hands. Besides that one. If I tried real quick, but I don't want to in case it would trigger anyone, so if I do get fixated on it enough to, or not trigger, but in case it would bother anyone, so if I do get the urge to, since I'm thinking about it, I'll probably just mute the microphone then. Because usually once I start focusing on something like that, I kind of have too strong of an urge to do it to ignore it. Sometimes I can ignore it enough and then I'll forget. This is a very tall one. Let's try to get some leather and some XP. Surprised all three of them dropped leather. I like that unlike spruce, for the most part, you can actually just cut down dark oak trees from the ground. Or from just one or two up instead of having to do all the way up them to get to them. Why does my phone keep going off? I guess there are worse complaints, but I'm confused. I do have to get off in a little bit to actually take her out and, not much else, because he won't be home for a little while longer since he's doing a couple quick things after work, he said. But I do have to at least take her out. She's currently sleeping, so I'm letting it wait a little longer. Precious girl. She at least ate a bowl of food, so it helps me kind of be a little reassured that she'll be alright pretty easily, because if she was feeling too bad, she probably wouldn't eat. Although she does usually eat regardless. But you'd hope that she wouldn't eat if she wasn't feeling good. In theory, that's supposed to be the rule. I'm just using up a bunch of the rest of the bones that we have in our inventory to, or using up all the rest of the bones in our inventory to do this, because there's nothing else I can really do with it that matters much. Almost done.
Alright, let's put away saplings. Let's put away leather. Let's put away apples. Let's put away... Or let's make the paper. Put that away for now. Put away the extra couple sugarcane. We'll keep these dark oak on us because we can just use that for making sticks to trade. I think because we have plenty of it, yeah. It's the one we had the most of, so we may as well use it for trading the sticks. Let's go put our flint and steel away and actually grab this because I'm tired of it being out of our inventory. It's almost night, so what I'm going to do is go in the house, I'm going to bring the dog out in real life, and then I will come back and sleep, and then go trade with the villagers, and then we'll get off. So that's the plan right now. So let me just sit here while I go take the dog out real quick. I shall be right back. Alright, I'm back for the last little bit. Let's sleep. It definitely still feels like the heat is on in here. What the heck? Still feels like it's giving off heat. I turned it off. Let's go trade with the Fletchers to get some repairs on this axe. Maxes out 3 of them and still haven't repaired our axe. Love that. And we ran out of wood. Alright, well, we need to come back soon to finish maxing them out, but we at least repaired the axe, just barely. We can go over, oh, Calico Cat, we can go over here and trade with the librarians to get some lanterns and to get this pickaxe repaired. Not what I meant to do. Hopefully a few of them have just one per lantern. Alright. That's enough for now of trading. There's plenty more we can trade, but I don't want to at this second since I have to get off. And I just don't want to overcrowd my inventory. We got 5 more emerald blocks. And we have enough for quite a few more and just regular emeralds sitting in here. And to get a little bit more oak wood back into our inventory, we can put away this 1 piece of dirt we somehow obtained. Put away this. Put away these lanterns. Put away this leather. And there we go. Semi-organized inventory back intact. Everything is what we needed and more. And we have completed today's episode of Minecraft. I will most likely be streaming at some point during the weekend since I will be home for most of it. So I will either see you guys again this weekend or I will see you again on Monday. Either way, I will see you guys again soon. I hope you have a good rest of your day, an amazing New Year's if I miss you guys off on this weekend, and be sure to take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.